All right, welcome back to the Tailgate Connect Podcast. I'm your host, Luke Lord with Tailgating Challenge. I love all things tailgating. And in tonight's episode, we're going to go to school. Louisville tailgater Rensha with Tailgators U is going to drop some tips, going to have some awesome drink recipes, or maybe not so much. And you're going to learn why tailgating at Louisville is something you have to put on your bucket list. Stay tuned.
Gather round tailgaters, hear the call, it's game day, y'all. Let's have a ball across the states from college to NFL. Tailgate Connect's got a story to tell.
All right, welcome back to the Tailgate Connect Podcast. We have Rensha with Tailgators U over here from Louisville. Rensha, how you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. Rensha, I'm just going to be honest. Like, you are our first female tailgating host. We've had some like chefs and thing on here, but you were the first female tailgating host with Tailgate Connect. So just wanted to give you a shout out for being the first one out here. And I guess another question too is like, like, why are there not more female tailgating like hosts out there? Just because I know there's a lot of people that love tailgating of the female variety. So why are you
Absolutely.
the first? We're episode 19 coming in right now. Why are you the first one?
I just think that's how it was meant to happen, you know? It's
Okay.
the story of my life. I'm always kind of in male-dominated areas and arenas, so of course I'm gonna be the first.
No, I love it. I love it. And again, like I want to help spread your message too, because I feel like we need more. It doesn't need to be male dominated. Like I said, to me, tailgating, one of the reasons I love it is because it is so inclusive with
Yeah.
everything. And so as I was preparing for our episode now, I was like, oh my gosh, like Rich is our first like female tailgating host. And like, this is going to be amazing to have a conversation and to spread the tailgating gospel from your lips out there to all the other female tailgaters out there, to have them get out there
Absolutely.
and do some amazing tailgating too. So let's pause right there though and go back, because obviously, like, I'm just getting to know you right now, but I know if you're on this show, you have a passion for tailgating. And
Mhm.
I want to know where that came from. How early in life did you know you're like, I'm a tailgater? When did that click?
You know, I am naturally like a people person, and the more the merrier, event hostess with the mostest. So I think early 20s is when I kind of started getting my toes wet. Then I just remember like one football game, like, I want to tailgate. I want to see what that's about. I want to get out there. I've always went to football games and, walk past all the tailgates and kind of lean into other people's tailgates. And finally, I linked in with my friend who's actually kind of like our founder at Tailgators U. And I was like, I know you be tailgating. Tell me all the things. And he lined it up for me, and I've been hooked ever since.
Excellent. So how long ago was that? I guess, when did Tailgaters U like officially form or start?
I feel like Tailgators U maybe started like in '06, and I officially
Okay.
jumped in 2010, 2009.
But okay, so the start of '06. I mean, you coming up like on 20 years next year,
Yeah,
right? Like as
yeah.
the official tailgate. So I
Mhm.
mean, that is nothing to be sneezed at, and a pretty awesome accomplishment on top of everything else. So tell us, like, so obviously, like, this is Louisville, right? And you told me before the show started, but I want you to say it again now that we're on the air. Like, Tailgaters U. How did you come up, or how did your group come up with that name?
Tailgators U is just a play on what we do here in Louisville to begin with. University of Louisville football. We're quarterback university. This is where you're gonna go and get all your QB schooling. Tailgators U is kind of playing on that. If you want to learn how to tailgate, you come to Tailgators U.
Okay, well, I got to ask you the question then. If someone decided to come to class, so to speak, at Tailgaters U, what are they going to learn at your tailgate?
They're gonna learn how to A, lay the spread out, B, kinda get the communication going leading into the tailgate. We do all kinda different fun things. We have, bake-offs, dip-offs. We've had the Papa Murphys come up right to our tailgate and make pizzas on the spot.
Okay.
Chili cook-offs. We do bourbon tastings right in our tailgate. I mean, we do it all at our tailgate. And that's what people will learn when they come to Tailgaters U.
Excellent. So pizza and bourbon. I'm sold. I'm sold. Let's go. So how it like out of curiosity, like with Papa Murphy's, like with the pizza, like are y'all using like what type of cooking gear are you using to make the pizza out there?
So we actually have one of our members that's a store manager at Papa Murphy's, and I mean he
Mhm.
pulls up. He has the Papa Murphy's van. He has everything right there with him. The oven style pizza,
Okay.
cooking utensils, everything. He does it right on the spot.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. So University of Louisville. So tell me what makes tailgating at Louisville amazing? Just in general, think outside of your tailgate for people that are wanting to think about coming to a Louisville game. Like
Yeah.
what makes Louisville the spot to go for tailgating outside of you?
When you outside of me for sure,
Right.
but when you think about tailgating in Louisville, it's not just we're gonna sit around, throw cornhole, have a TV on and watch the other games. We're dancing, we're cooking, we're baking, we're playing dominoes, we're playing cards, we're doing cornhole. We're doing the You Don't Want These Cards chant. Like it goes down at Tailgaters U and it goes down at Louisville and tailgating for sure, and no weather can stop us.
So I think I heard something about a chant. Can you
Yes.
can you can you give us the chant right now?
Well, we can do the chords chant, but what I was talking about specifically was the You Don't Want These Chords song, which is by a local artist here in Louisville, B. Sims. When that song comes on, no matter where you're at, the tailgate goes crazy.
Okay, so it's actually a song. I'm assuming it's
It
a
is.
local artist that because I don't think I'm familiar with that song, but I'm intrigued now. I need to listen to it after our show this evening.
Yes, it's a nice song. And then of course the chorus chant is CARDS cards. And you'll see us throw up the L. Other teams be trying to throw the L's down. We don't have that. We don't let people step on our bird. We don't do none of that.
So I don't know if I've heard because obviously I've heard of like horns down, like when you think about kind of that Oklahoma Texas rivalry. So you're
Mm.
saying that opposing fans turn the L upside down is like a similar sign of maybe giving you a hard time, so to speak.
Yes, very disrespectful and very lame.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I've never been a fan of that personally. It's interesting how people get down for it, but I haven't seen that one as of yet, which is maybe a good thing, right? So maybe it's not as prevalent out there where people are showing that disrespect out there for the Louisville Cardinals.
Now
Okay.
when you go look, you're gonna see it everywhere. It's
Oh yeah.
very
Now that you mentioned, I'm going to hear that song. And I'm going to see that everywhere after the show tonight. I am sure. I am
yeah.
sure. All right. What would you say? What's the best part of tailgating?
The best part of tailgating is just the camaraderie and meeting new people and just kind of having something to do like all day. The anticipation of the game is one thing, but then you're just kind of leading up to it and having more fun with like-minded people. I think that's the best.
No, I agree with that. People are the reason why I enjoy tailgating. It's my utopia or happy place, so to speak. So I know we share
Yeah.
that in common. Um, what does like when you're preparing? Because again, a lot of people that don't tailgate, like and I say kind of air quote, like professionally, like don't always understand or appreciate what goes into setting up an
Oh
amazing
my goodness.
tailgating party. Can
They
you tell
do
us a
not.
little bit behind the scenes of what that looks like for Tailgaters U and what that looks like getting ready for game day?
I'll put it to you like this, Luke. We have tailgating standards. We have tailgating shirts. You got your shirt you're going to wear to the game, but you got your shirt you're going to tailgate in. We have tailgating drinks, tailgating cups. This is my tailgating cup. This is not my
Okay.
game cup. It's just levels and people don't understand it.
Give me an example, like, because again, like I love the idea of the tailgating shirt versus the game day shirt. Like, what does that look like? Like, what's the difference between a tailgating shirt and then it's game time going to stadium shirt?
Your tailgating shirt could or could not get a little dirty. You could or could not get a stain on it, but you also still want to represent. So you have to have a fresh shirt to tailgate in, and then you need a game day shirt.
Okay, no, that is fair. I have seen some people that have either spilled a drink or maybe got some barbecue sauce or whatever the case may be on their
Yeah,
gear. So you're saying prepare to have so much fun you might get it dirty, and you got the backup ready
absolutely.
to go and look fresh in the game.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm with that. I'm with that.
Right.
Talk to me about tailgating gear. Do you have what are a couple of the top products or things you're like, I need to have this at every tailgate because it's just an amazing product that makes a tailgate better, in your opinion?
I mean, of course, you have your basics, your tents, your tables, your chairs, your grills. I mean, we also do seafood boils. So, we have the big gas, kerosene pot. You need your
Sure.
silverware, it's just so many things that if you don't have it, like one of our grill masters, he has a certain spatula. If that spatula didn't get packed up, it's almost like the burgers don't taste the same, It's like and nothing's too special about this spatula, but it's his tailgating spatula. It's what
Okay.
he's gonna flip the burgers with. So you need it.
I mean, like what I'm hearing is like there's a tailgating spatula, a shirt, like everything is specific for the tailgate. And I got to
Absolutely.
ask the question now. It's like, can those items from spatula to shirt to whatever the case may be utilized on non tailgating days?
Ooh, that's a good one. And we even do leading up to the season, we even do like a tester tailgate sometimes. So we'll bring all the stuff out, just make sure everything's nice and need to be cleaned if it's working right. We checking gas can levels. We do it all. So I don't necessarily know if it can be used during non-tailgating, but it's definitely ready to be used if it needs to be.
Fair, fair. And did I hear correctly? You said like you kind of do a full dress rehearsal before the season and do like a
Yeah.
tailgate before the first game to make sure you don't have any hiccups
Yes,
on
you have
game
to be
day?
ready on that first game. You might make bad juju on the team if you don't have all your stuff ready before the first game.
I mean, and to be fair, it's like the athletes, they gotta train. They don't just show up on game day without any training. Tailgaters
Exactly.
need to do the same thing if we're taking it serious, because in my opinion, tailgating is a sport if you do it correctly.
I mean, the amount of calories I burn during tailgating, I think it is a sport.
Have you now I gotta ask, have you ever tracked your steps or calorie
Absolutely.
burn during a tailgate?
You
What
turn
does
it
that look
on,
like? What
you
does that
hit
look like?
other workout, and from the moment you set up to the moment you go to the stadium, 10,000 steps easily.
Nice. So again, basically like tailgating is your cardio.
There it is. I like how you think. I don't know if any trainers out there would believe it, but I track it.
I mean, I get a lot of steps when I'm getting around the tailgate as well and checking everything out. So I know like it's a real
Mhm.
thing. Now, the question is maybe do some of those tailgating drinks and food offset that? That is up for debate, right?
Right, now we're just getting into the weeds, no need to do that.
But let's get into the weeds though with the food and everything. So tell me this, like, what is your personal favorite tailgating food?
You know what? We do a fish fry and a fried chicken kinda day at least once a season, and the batter and the flavor in the fish and the chicken is just I know other people can fry fish and fry chicken, but it's something about what happens with Tailgators U. You want it fresh out the grease. You don't even care. You gotta do the reverse blow when you chewing because it's still hot. It's
Oh
so
yeah.
good. I think that's my
Because I'm
favorite.
sure that's probably your tailgating, grease or tailgating pot, so it tastes better because it's made just for tailgating.
Absolutely. You got a certain container that you shake the batter in. It's the tailgating container. You can't just use a regular container.
Okay. Alright, so if we shift over to drinks, I know you mentioned earlier about, like, a whiskey bourbon sampling, but for you
Mhm.
personally, I know you don't always ask another person what's in their cup, but what is in your cup on tailgating day? What's your go-to?
So I am definitely a vodka girly, but I also make a Cardinal Punch for our tailgate, and I will make a vodka, well, a dark and a clear version. But I will never tell what's all in that.
I was about to ask because you said it was cornhole punch. Did I hear that correctly?
Cardinal Punch.
Cardinal Punch. My bad, my bad. Because
Mhm.
I was going to ask like what all was in there, but it sounds like that might be a trade secret.
Mhm.
But
Yes.
it's worth coming to your tailgate just to taste it. I'm betting.
Absolutely, and don't even ask any questions. If you're old enough to drink and you're drinking, just partake and accept it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So some fried chicken, catfish, and some Cardinal Punch is going to be how it gets down on tailgating day for the perfect day for
Yes.
you personally. All right. So I heard a few games you threw out earlier. What is your favorite all-time tailgating game?
My favorite all-time game is Spades. Easily.
Spades. Okay.
Easily.
We haven't
Absolutely.
had that one on the show as of yet, and I'll be like, my wife loves playing spades. That's like her favorite game when people come over is to play
Oh,
spades.
good.
So I was like, she'd be like, "I'm coming to the tailgate just to play spades and probably the
Oh,
food too." She'll
yeah.
like a
So
little bit of
many
that.
firsts today, Luke. So many firsts. I love it.
Oh, awesome! All right, so with Tailgaters U, or is it fair to say you all set up for every Louisville Cardinal home game? Is that like tradition to be out there every single home game?
Absolutely.
Dare I ask? I know this sounds negative, but when was the last time you missed one?
You know, I'm gonna lose points for this, okay? But it
Uh-oh,
wasn't
uh-oh.
my fault. It was a family obligation. I don't necessarily like to miss the big rivalry game, but I did miss the little Kentucky game last week.
Okay, and I'm trying to gosh, memory serves me though that, they Louisville handled business still in the field from what I recall. Is that fair?
Yes, they played like the team that we've known them to be before the 3 previous games before that one. Absolutely. They did what needed to be done to those kitty cats.
All right. So let's say somebody goes on to tailgateconnect.com. They get a ticket to come to your tailgate. Give us like what does that user experience feel like for someone that's coming to your tailgate that's never been before?
First of all, it's very welcoming. We don't do a lot of who are you, who invited you. We don't do none of that. You have on red, black, and white your family immediately. Are you hungry? Let's make a plate. Are you drinking? Here's this. Do you know where the restrooms are? Let us show you. Do you know how to do the chord chant? We go over everything, and from the moment you come to our area, you're locked in. You're not just stopping by, you're here now. Get settled in, have a seat, get comfortable.
Okay. So I did hear one thing I got to ask a follow-up question on. You said if you're wearing the team colors, what if it's the opposing fan base? What if it is Kentucky, the blue and the white, and they come over there? How are they going to be welcomed?
We've had a couple of, opposing teams. Actually, when we played Clemson a couple of games back, we had some Clemson fans. Our founder, he went down to Death Valley a few years back and met these Clemson fans, and they connected online and stayed in touch. And it was always like, if you're ever in Louisville, make the trip up. And it was nice. We're never rude, but it's definitely when the ball is kicked, you know, let all that go back. All that niceness me going through the window.
Okay. So I'm assuming though the tailgate shuts down at kickoff, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Maybe like
Okay. So
30 minutes beforehand.
so they probably say things because you say it until a kickoff. Everybody's cool. Everybody's
Yeah,
friends.
yeah. But
You're not putting them over in the corner with you don't get any Cardinal Punch or fried
yeah,
chicken.
no, we
You
wouldn't
don't get
do
to play
that. Just
spades.
drink up, enjoy, because we want you here for this beating. And 9 times out of 10, Luke, Kentucky fans never come into our tailgate. If they are, it's like somebody's long lost relative that just doesn't have anywhere else to go.
How many people on average would you say attend one of your tailgating parties for home games?
Average, we're probably like 20, 30 average. Bigger game, we could get up to 50 to 70.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And with that, I guess like I know Kentucky's probably your biggest rival, right? Is that fair to say?
Mhm. Yeah.
Who would you say like outside of Kentucky fans, is there a fan base where you're maybe just kinda like, "Oh god, they're coming to our tailgate," type of deal? Like, ha there been another fan base that has maybe rubbed you the wrong way in the past?
Oh, for sure. Clemson, no doubt. I feel like, Clemson is, like, nice nasty. As long as they're beating you, they're very humble and very nice, but the moment you get on their neck, it's like they're very not as welcoming. And then, believe it or not, James Madison, their fans was very arrogant.
Really? Was that just
Oh,
this year?
yeah.
Because they're in the college football playoff, right? As we sit today.
They're in the college football playoffs, and they definitely feel like they was the better team and shoulda beat us. Hey, whatever happened when that score is over, take it up with whoever, but their fans, I mean, they came in very, they had the and I was like, "Okay,
Let's shift it to a more positive thing. What are
sure."
some fan bases you're like, these are some really cool people? Like, what are the fan bases that have surprised you with how awesome they are?
Um, that's a tougher question. I think, when we played SMU, their fans was kinda nice. Cincinnati, we kinda have a little across the river rivalry with them too, but for the most part, they're okay. And, they did us a favor by taking our previous coach off our hands, and then they're dealing with that. So it's like, hey, you see what we dealt with for a few years. Come on over and eat.
Sure,
But
sure.
yeah,
Okay. All right. So, have you gotten to like travel any to like tailgate on the road and follow the team? Have you been to some other stadiums?
I have. When Louisville played Alabama a few years back in Orlando, that was fun. That was like our biggest travel tailgate ever. I think we took up a fourth of the tailgate and lot, which it was like 20 spots that we had to prepay for.
Right.
So that was pretty huge. I've been to I don't know why these teams aren't coming to my the names of the teams aren't coming to my head now. But I've been to a couple places and I have been to Death Valley. It's something that you should experience, but it's something that I don't need to experience ever again.
So I didn't. You know me. I'm always trying to stay positive. And everything. I'm a Gamecock alumni over
Me
here, so it's
too.
like I understand some of the struggles with that. I have never been able to go to Death Valley. I think as I've gotten older, I can probably accept it now because I love tailgating so much that I can connect with people on that level. But in my younger
Yeah.
days, when I lived in South Carolina, it was challenging, and I've not been to Death Valley for a game, so that is, I guess,
I mean,
I need to overcome
I
that.
understand the nickname. It's Death Valley for sure. I get it.
Oh, all things coming back to Clemson this evening. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so what about like, is there a bucket list? Like, I'd really love to go to like see this school and this stadium and how they tailgate. Any bucket list items?
I have a good friend that just got their dream job at University of Florida, and we went to
Okay.
visit and we kind of did a tour of the stadium, but it was a 9 game day. I wouldn't mind seeing how the Gators. I mean, I feel like I would get sick of, this all day long, but the
Chomping.
stadium was really nice. It was really nice.
For sure. And again, I could imagine an early season game. It could be a little muggy there in the swamp. So
Oh
maybe
yeah,
pick your timing with that so you can enjoy the weather a little bit more too when you go.
absolutely.
Excellent. All right. Well, tell me this. So, like, you've been doing the tailgating thing now. I think you said you've been in this for about 15 years. Did I
Yeah.
get that math right? So, if somebody else was like, I'd love to start up a tailgate and take it to the next level. Like maybe come be a Tailgate Connect host. Like, what kind of tips would you give someone that loves tailgating but hasn't really done it on a bigger level like you're doing it?
Preparation is key. A lot of times I see people, they tailgate and, they don't have ice, water, gasoline, paper towel, just the bare minimum things that you would think people would think about because we've all done cookouts, right?
Sure.
But people just pitch up their tent and they just think magically stuff happens. It's like, no, prep. Prep your food. Don't do everything at the site. Do some stuff at home and just open that thing up and throw it on the grill. You don't need to be doing all this chopping and cutting and prepping on site. When you get to your tailgate location, you want that grill going. You want that food on there. You want people to be able to eat sooner than later. So prep, prep, prep is my number one suggestion.
For sure. I mean, and plus you wanna enjoy the tailgate some too and not just be working the whole time, right? So
Exactly.
it's a win-win.
Yeah.
All right, tell me this, because I could the more I talk to you, the more I can just tell, like, you are a Louisville fan through and through. Like, was that from
Born and
birth?
raised.
Like, were you born into it? Or, like, tell me, how did you become a Louisville Cardinal fan?
Born and raised, my family were big basketball people to begin with, and then kind of football got ingrained in me as my nephew came along and was playing little league, etc. But to be a Louisville fan, it's not something you can just kind of do lighthearted. We call ourselves the cardiac cards for a reason. You may or may not stroke out watching a Louisville game, so you have to be in the right shape. You have to be ready to when that whistle blows, you never know how it goes. You might be the favorite, but you just never know. It's fun times, though. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
For sure, I love that fandom and passion you have over there. All right. So I know we've kind of winded down the 2025 football season at the time that
Yeah.
we're filming this right now. So again, if we look off into the future in our crystal ball for 2026, I want to know, like, if I said, what is one thing you're like, you know what, we gonna upgrade our tailgate with this item, this game, this whatever. Like, is there something on your mind after going through another season where you're like, you know what, we need to upgrade blank and to continue to take it to the next level? Since you are the ones doing the teaching over there at the U.
Yeah. I think, we've kind of encountered like a luxury of coolers. Now we just have so many coolers.
Sure.
So I think we would do better from Tailgaters U in of just labeling. We would do way better with that because sometimes it's like, where's the water? Where's the this? Where's the consumption ice? And then you're just scrambling in all of these coolers. That's something that I think can up our game. And then we kind of added this inflatable later on in the season, kind of for photo ops. I think we could do more of those.
Okay, when you say inflatable, is that like an inflatable like mascot or what does that look like?
Yeah, it's a coronal bird with and it says Louisville. But yeah, it's pretty neat.
Okay. And so when you were talking about the photos and everything, that always brings me back to social media. So
Yeah.
are you all on social media? Can you give any shout outs to your social handles now? People want to go follow you and see what you're all about?
We are. We're Tailgaters U on Facebook and X. It's still so hard to get used to saying
I
that.
know it
In
is.
X. So Tailgaters, Tailgaters, and then the letter U.
Excellent. Now, let me ask this question. So, with being like in Louisville, so passionate about everything, have you had any players, former players, parents come tailgate with you before from the University of Louisville?
We have, and it's been fun. We've also had the mascot come before. We've had the cheerleaders come. One year my friend's sons was in the band. We kind of got a little drum line
Okay.
performance. So we try to work our connections as best we can, but we definitely have.
So, if there was, I'm gonna let you. We're gonna try to manifest this right now to come to fruition next year. If there is one former Louisville player that you would love to come to your tailgate, shout them out right now. Let's make it happen.
You already know where I'm going. Lamar Jackson, the great.
I mean, I was assuming that, but again, that's from a guy that doesn't know as much about Louisville as you do. There could be like some like iconic hero that maybe we're not as familiar with because it's like, of course, Lamar is probably one of the most famous Louisville athlete out there right now. Is that fair?
I would give Lamar Jackson, Donovan Mitchell, they're kind of holding it
Okay.
down for us in the NFL and the NBA side.
Okay. So if I gave you 15 seconds to pitch Lamar to come to a tailgate when he's having a bye week with the Ravens, right, and come into the tailgate,
Mhm.
like how would you pitch him to be like and hook him in right now?
Okay. Lamar Jackson, you need to come to Tailgaters U if you want some love, if you want some good food, if you just want to lay back. We won't be all up in your face, but we do need our pictures and we will lay it out for you and we will be a great host. Pull up on Tailgaters U, Lamar. Come on.
Oh man, if anybody knows Lamar Jackson listening to this episode right now, tag him in here. Let's get that to happen because that would be amazing for everybody. And
Yes.
Lamar would probably have fun too, based on everything I've heard from you this evening.
He would have a ball. Lamar, I've met him a couple of times. He's a really easy, laid back, kinda go with the flow, so he would have a ball.
Nice, nice. Okay, there's a I don't know if I coined the word, but it's a word I use a little bit with all this tailgating stuff I do. Instead of tailgating, I substitute the tail for fail. So fail gating. Has there been a
Okay.
moment at one of your tailgates where someone has, I've heard everything from somebody, was dancing and they thought they were on the pole for the tent, they missed it and they fell over. Like, is there any kind of one of those like, oh my gosh, like this really happened. You had to be there to believe it type fail gating moment that you can remember?
What comes to mind is, so I don't know how other tailgates do it, but we also post gate. So after the
Okay.
game, especially after a win, we will postgate. We're coming back up. Everything's still there. We lighten them back up. We're going at it. One tailgate, postgate, we had a bonfire, and we were literally going to kind of start it back up. And I don't know what my friend did, but he turned quick. And next thing you know, everybody had to pat him out. He's on fire.
Oh
So
my goodness.
I think that would be our failgate. He was smoky, and it was like code 10.
Oh, and so again, was he okay?
Oh, yeah, he was fine. It was a cold game, so he had on layers. He just took off that top jacket after we patted him down and just left it on down there.
Okay, well, I'm glad he's okay, and I'm sure y'all give him a hard time about that to this day. Is that
We
normal?
did, and now we have rules around the the bonfire, like, "Hey, keep it around this certain feet, cause we don't wanna do that no more."
No, no, definitely. I mean, we love to like he's on fire. It's usually a good thing, like when you're playing a game, but not so much when you're actually on fire.
Not
So
so
that would
much
be a
when you're
tailgating
smoking.
moment. Oh
Yeah.
boy. All right. Well, hey, I appreciate you sharing that and appreciate you being on the show this evening. Before we wrap here
Yeah.
though, like for everybody that's listening is like, oh man, Rich is an awesome person. I got to get to Louisville. Like pitch them one more time why they need to come to your tailgate, why they need to go to Tailgate Connect and get tickets for future Louisville home games to check you and your Louisville crew out.
The number one reason why you need to come to Tailgaters U is food, family, and football. If you like any of those three things, Tailgaters U is the tailgate for you.
Yeah, I know that after talking to you, I'm like, I need to start looking at the 2026 schedule when it comes out so we can
Yes,
plan
come
some of
on,
that
Luke.
because I need some of that punch. I need some of that punch over there.
Mhm. Don't ask no questions. You may or may not need a DD, but hey, we'll get you
Hey,
settled.
as always, I say Uber and Lyft or having a DD are always good things for everyone that's really enjoying the tailgates out there. So be safe so you can have fun the next day as well too.
Yes.
All all right. Well, Rensha, thank you so much for being on the show this evening. Enjoyed having you on here. Check her out on Facebook and on X, I believe, are the two platforms that
Yes.
Tailgater U is on for it. And for everybody that tuned in to the end, thanks for hanging with us and making it to the end of the show. And if you're looking for those easy button tailgating tickets, just like going to see Rensha in Louisville, check out tailgateconnect.com for all your easy button tailgating needs from college football to NFL and everything in between. We make tailgating easy and more fun. Thanks for tuning in and have a good night. See you to tailgate soon.
Thank you. Go Cards.
Tailgate Connect.